know if that's a double. I can never tell. Now I should have a mic. For real, for real. Without any problems or doubles, I don't know. I didn't check this. I should have checked before I started. But let me tweet that I'm live. Club mix of Contra. Sweet. Cool. Easy. This is so easy. Streaming is easy. What flop? What do you mean? No idea what you're talking about. Okay. So, I guess it's also worth. Volume's good. Okay. So, with that being said, I figured I'd go ahead and start running through all my songs and all the project files now that the album's out. And Afterlife would have to be my favorite to play by far. Like, hands down, it's my favorite to play out. And I would say, I mean, I don't know. I was torn between doing this or Material because of those are the ones that people have mainly mentioned, besides maybe Submerge, which I'll probably get to last. But yeah, I figured I'd go with the one that was a favorite, and it's a track that I got most of it together, but I felt like it really just needed some extra low end, some extra just beef. So, So yeah, I reached out to Acrylics, who I met through Mad Zoo, and they kind of got me going as far as feeling like I could finish this song. So yeah, with that said, I'll probably just play through a little bit and go section by section, but it's pretty straightforward for the most part. Yeah.
Give
pretty much that, aside from the like lasers. Hi Scott, how are you? Also, can you let me know if my audio is doubling up? Because I forgot to test it and I'm scared to like, I mean, I guess I could just here with it. I don't know. Let's just do it. Let's just check it out, see what's going on. Cool. And then if I go, let's just check it out, see what's going on. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Okay, cool. I'm always freaking out, even though like my setup is really simple now. But let's get into it then. This song is pretty straightforward. It's inspired by this Jody Westernoff remix, I think from Tom Middleton, I want to say. I don't remember, but it's got a lot of 808 situation going on. So I wanted to make something where the 808 was the like primary focus of the, like it's almost melody. It's like the focal point of the song. So yeah, the kick pattern is pretty, I want to say it's just a standard like broken beat groove. Jersey club type shit. Up until I did kind of play around with it more in the build up, which I don't normally do with kick drums where I have kicks in the build. I usually just use snares or take all the volume out of a song. I have a situation where I like to filter stuff out a lot when I'm trying to take away rather than just using volume. But in this case, what's interesting is I think this is when I found out that taking out a lot of the top end of the kick actually helps your mixes breathe a lot more, or it leaves room for what's in the high end. And sometimes you don't need a lot of click in your kicks, which is interesting. And I think it worked out for this, surprisingly, considering how much I need from the 808s to carry the song. But this worked out. So then my snares, I have two going on. Or one's a rim because of my like perpetual fear of using regular snare drums, but it's just got a drum bus on it, which is usually what I end up putting on most things, especially my kicks and basses. If I really want to bring out some dirt and I'm afraid of like losing low end, I'll typically use drum bus. Otherwise I'll use like a saturator or Ableton's pedal. It's pretty much that. And then I have a more like, it sounds like a snare from like a high school marching band. Yeah, this is the one that Acrylics came up with. That groove is really great. It's really great. It makes me think something that I've been working on today is like if you can manage to like speak the rhythm that you're going for and it makes sense, and usually it does in practice, to help like stop yourself from overcomplicating your grooves or making something that like doesn't work in a club, especially if you've never been in a club or you haven't been to a show in a while. It happens to me all the time. So next I have just like shakers and little top end stuff, going in 16th notes. This one's more a breaky tambourine, panned out a little bit. I probably could have panned it more, to be honest, in my actual break. Which I only really used for snares. In this case, sometimes I need like a lot of, I'll bring out breaks when I feel like I need a lot of top end, but in this case I guess I just needed some snare and like ghost notes, which happens often. Excuse me. And then I have another little build that Acrylics made up. So altogether, that's pretty fun. Altogether, that's really fun. Hello, 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 Supernova. So like I said, it's not really all that much going on, and it's not like a typical sample of a break where you'd have like you'd layer like and chop an almond breaker or think or something like that. But I'll do this often. You can either do it by drawing in your gain in the clip itself, or automating the volume. But sometimes it's nice to just use a break for specific transients to help make your groove a lot more interesting. Because without it, let me see if I can ditch these boys. It's not bad, and I use it for the beginning of the song. But it's more the breaks that are in there more so for like texture and ghost notes, helping like kind of push a bit more groove. Hello, hello, hello. Sweet. You've changed, you've switched, you've changed. You've evolved. Just about, well, to be fair, this is my mix down project, but I can usually tell because I have my instrument racks saved, things like my bass patches, or like for my synths I typically use a sampler, and I find something in Splice for a lead, and I'll layer it with something like Wavetable, or we'll get there. So after that, I have a few different bass situations going on. There's a Reese and there's an 808. The Reese is like super detuned. In this case, let's see. I'll just pull up the patch. So, okay. It's actually a Reactor, which is not all that surprising, but the same principles still apply. Where I have both oscillators going into each other, but what really makes the sound, because the oscillators are just doing they're just doing triangle waves. One's doing a triangle, one's doing a square. But the main grit of this is actually coming from these Redux plugins from Ableton. And I use them a lot on my basses if I don't want to use something like erosion, because sometimes erosion is white noise when white noise isn't what I need, and sometimes white noise crowds up the high end when I don't necessarily need that. And so I'll use a Redux instead, and the softer heart is something that you just have to kind of figure out based on what your song needs, but here's without it. Let me go to... This one's not doing much, actually. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, sorry, I got mixed up. So one is kind of giving it that, like, siny tone. This auto filter's here for no reason. I probably tried to automate it at one point to, like, take out the low end before a drop, but that's the only reason why that should be there. I have a saturator because always I use a bit warmer preset on just about everything. Then this other one is set to soft, but it's doing a bit more of the mid-range. Hey, Matt. And I use that as a, like, I use it in a few different cases for this song, just articulated differently and processed a little bit differently. But that's pretty much what's going on. And like I said, redux or erosion are fine. If like distortion or fuzz isn't really doing it, those are ways to get like different types of clipping in like with different flavors, I guess. This Reese is probably just a patch from Serum, to be honest. Reese bases are really not all that complex. But I did use it to kind of set the chord tones because I don't necessarily have chords in this song. At least not directly. On the actual processing, like I said, I'll low pass the bass and any kick drums when I'm going into the build up, so that way when the drop hits, like you get all of the low end and it like feels more impactful. That's pretty standard. A lot of people do that. Some saturation, really can't get enough. Did volume automation too, I guess. Yep. Some volume automation for the exact same purpose that the filter's there, and then some sidechain. And then I guess, yeah, vocal's a good place to go next. The vocals are, I'm trying to think. Ethos begins this easy. Where I lie, it's easy. Oh, okay. So this song, I remember there was certain points in Outer Wilds where like you really get a sense of discomfort by how vast some of the spaces are, especially when like you're in something like the Hourglass Twin or like Dark Bramble with when you're like trying to get around the anglerfish. There's just points in that game where it feels very sublime, and it's a kind of feeling that you get, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like when I'm out in the ocean and like you kind of start to notice just how vast it is and you're in it, or like I even get this when I'm flying sometimes where you realize that you are in a fucking metal container that is flying through space really high in the air, and you're just sitting in a seat and it just functions, and we're all just okay with that. But like that sort of feeling, I don't really know a word for it other than sublime, but yeah, Outer Wilds kind of like gave me that feeling a lot, and I started to like, there were points where I was scared of it, but the more I got used to the game, the more I enjoyed that feeling when it came around. And so that's what this song is about for the most part, and enjoying my alone time. So yeah, I did doubles for this. Some de-essing. I have to be really careful with pitch shifting, where I'll use like an automatic one, but I have to put the speed really low and the depth really, really, really low, and if I don't like it, then I'll just re-record it, because I've noticed I haven't gotten Melodyne yet, at least not on this computer. I have it on my my other one. I have it on my laptop, but I haven't like bothered to get it on here, and so I feel like if I use it too much, sometimes it completely botches the take itself. So yeah, if I don't like it, I just take it off. And then I got ProQ taking out the lows, and then I usually sweep around anywhere between 400 to 500 on most things, and see like it just sometimes it sounds kind of honky there, and I'll take it out. Let's see. Yeah, it's very existential. A lot of this album gets that way sometimes because of the influence of the game that a lot of the source material came from. This glue compressor, so whenever, especially if you're new to mixing, something that I've done with any effect, but this is especially true for compression, is that over exaggerating it helps you understand what it's actually doing, because compression is really hard to hear how you're affecting something. And so like in one case, like I'll typically put the attack and release all the way down, and then like bring the threshold all the way down so I can hear what it's doing. Like how it's squashing things. And usually if I just want to set something like back in the mix, I'll have the attack and release all the way down, leave it there, and then use the threshold to kind of tuck things and give them like a front to back sort of perception versus like just turning the volume down, which does help normally, but this feels a little bit different if you're like listening in headphones. Then after that, there's no particular reason why this chain exists. I think I just like to do like EQ, compression EQ, depending on what happens, like whatever the compressor squashes, sometimes things come up. But I've noticed around, it's usually around 700 to 900 for me, but I guess in this case it was a little bit lower, but it feels very telephony. So I find myself taking that away often. Sometimes it's perfect. Sometimes it's exactly the frequency you need for certain effects, but I don't usually like it. And then I'm guessing I try to take out some sibilants with this dip, but yeah. And then some delay just for the breaks to give the song like some more ethereal. Time that I've spent alone, but am I wrong? It's a triplet. No, 6 notes. This moment, euphoric. That's 6 notes. That doesn't make any sense. That's not a term. But yeah. And then I have it going to some sends like this Drum Studio. Really, really low. But it's got a really short, it's like a short plate almost. Let's see. There's a delay. And then another like longer tail reverb that I'm actually assuming is for the synths, but yeah, so all those delay effects are actually sends. And then I have my backing vocals, which I have 2 different ones. Let me see. Is this the... Yeah. So sometimes I'll start a song this way, especially when I'm at Matt's house, but I'll sing and stack like oohs and ahs, and then that will be the pad, like the starting sound. And I for some reason I've skipped over that in a couple of other track breakdowns, but I do that a lot in this album. And so it's also to help articulate like chord. So again, it's just to kind of add, it's not lyrical, it's just meant to like help give the brain a perception of a chord, because sometimes I have issues with like sound design, or I'm like, okay, I really like the sound, but I feel like it needs a note in a different place, but I don't want to use the same sound, and usually my vocal can do it, and I can stack my vocals, so that's always really helpful. Or articulate the, you know, what words I'm articulating can have a different effect too. And then the backing vocals is just a ton of stacks that are super compressed. Jesus Christ. Here. Yeah, it's more of the long notes that like honestly with this I was just experimenting, but I've noticed now that I think about it, on the songs that I worked with Andrew, I did it, but I learned how to do it to also create rhythmic flow. And for newer songs now, when I stack, I don't just like do straight like whole notes now and resample it. I'll like usually try and figure out the rhythmic flow that I want and give the vocal track some like, it's some flow, a different flow. It's really fun. There's some de-esser, saturation, EQ, and an octave up from the lead vocal as well. So that's pretty much that. So yeah, now we can get into the stuff that's like really straight up ripped from the game. Because this song in Reckoning, I was really trying to emulate the sound of the sun exploding, the supernova, if you will. So this is something that I do in Contra and Wake and Return as well, but I'll find like a chord. Do I have tips for EQing? It is a feeling based on what the song needs. So like, because I can't just be like, oh, out of every vocal you should take out this much, because every mic is different and everybody's voice is different. But it usually, I guess if I can better describe what feeling to listen to is like when you're listening to your song, you're like, do I want more bass? Do I want more vocals? Do I want more drums? Do I want more synths? Is that something that can be fixed with volume first, or some saturation? Because saturation can brighten things too. Or if it's like, oh, I feel like things are crowding each other, or I feel like the kick and bass are competing, and then you can use something like EQ to give things room and give things their own space in the mix. And it goes off of feeling, where it's like when you feel like things have room, because it's different for every song. But like, I guess an even more like specific example is like when you're making a song, when you're dealing with kick and bass, you want to avoid, even though I straight up don't do it in this song, but you typically want to avoid having them in the same pocket or occupying too much of the same frequency space, not just hitting at the same time, because that's one thing, but like hitting in the same frequency space. So if your kick is really subby and low and thuddy and has a long decay, you try not to have a bass that's doing the same thing. Like your bass might have shorter hits, it might be higher in the frequency spectrum, it might be higher pitched, so that you can hear it and it's doing its job without you having to do a lot of mixing. They're not fighting with each other. And so I typically go for things like that, like thinking about building music like that before I try and reach for EQs. Because EQs, I mean, unless you're doing it to kind of add flavor to something, but for the most part, I try to avoid using it until I feel like it's really necessary. And then when I do, I'm thinking like, oh, do I want more top end? Okay, then I'll make a shelf like that sometimes, just to see how it feels. Sometimes that's all it needs. Or I can hear like, oh, right, now I know what frequencies do sound good, and then I'll like just do a really wide kind of thing, whatever. But it is based on feeling, but it's also just knowing, like, before I even touch EQ, you can use sidechain, you can use volume, you can literally shift things over, you can write different grooves to help give things their own space. You can use panning, and then from there you can do things like glue compression or compression, where you're giving things a front to back, or Reverb does that too, where you're doing front to back mixing and like thinking of your song in a 3-dimensional space. And yeah, it's helpful, but again, like songwriting is really key, even if you're just producing. Like mixing is cool, but you don't have to mix as much when you just write. Make things easier on yourself on the writing side. But yeah, sorry for that tangent. Let me so the last one was more so resampled, and it's like percussive for a reason. It's the same thing I'm doing with the vocal, where it's meant to push a groove and imply a chord where there isn't one. I have another one that's like higher up. And because it's like higher up, it's a different tone. I can get away with doing really long legato notes. It's more of a pad, but and then after that I have this guy. I want to say Acrylics did that. I like that sound a lot. Oh, this moment, euphoric. Okay, the whatever. The backing vocals are just really loud. Then I have an ARP. I don't remember what it does. It's really quiet. Oh yeah. This is my son. So this sound, I use this in Reckoning as well. This is me trying to emulate the supernova sound in Outer Wilds. I want to say I used Analog Dreams from Contact with some delay, and then saturation, and then this compression is what I mean by pushing things back and like front to back in a mix, where you like, I just keep the attack and release super short, and then I use the threshold to kind of, and that you can hear how it squashes it. And typically things that Matt describes it like a painting, where it's like if you want things to have less definition and be in the background, things like this help imply that, like give that illusion. It's also worth noting this 808 situation. I probably would have added more bite to this, to be honest. I would probably have added more distortion to it. But it's playing a very straightforward pattern, that boom dun 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 boom dun 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 dun. And then from there it's more so like I treated it more like a sub bass, where I usually just like think like, how do I want the beat to feel, like how do I want it to be implied. These plucks, oh yeah, Acrylics. The synthetic drum room, I'll typically use that because it's a really nice short plate situation, like a plate reverb, and it also gives it a little bit of like crunch sort of character. It's a dirty reverb. Yeah, I love that sound. And then finally is this lead that I want to say is, I don't remember. Let me see if I have it in this project. I don't want to open another one. I want to say it's Wavetable. It's got a lot of top end boost on it. A little bit of sidechain on it. It's got a lot of this room send. That short plate sounds awesome. from Fat Drum Studio. Yeah. Yeah, the bass is fun. I love this song. This one's my favorite one to play out. And then pads, I want to say these are actually more like atmospheres ish, yeah. And I straight up like more than likely either pulled these from Splice or I'll like just time stretch something really really far out and then use a ton of EQ to only get the frequencies that I want. But and then aside from that, I know there's another one where it's like straight up just like the sound of like people. And some slippy things. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I wasn't sure. I'm sure now. I've always known how to mix. It's that Andrew he was like, you need to mix your album, like do it. And I was like, okay. And so I did. So I was going to have Matt do it, but then I realized I'm like, his mixes weren't that much different than how I would have done it. So Andrew was like, you need to mix your own album and learn. So I did, but then we had someone else master it. Those little like chops are from acrylics as well. But yeah, that's pretty much the song. It's really, really simple. And it's more so just like finding elements that fit together correctly and then using sends to fill out the rest of the space, which is something that I did learn to do recently, where it's like using like 2 or 3 different types of rooms and kind of going from there. Like one that's really short and one that's really long. And like I usually just do, I'll kind of like, I don't know, it depends, but I really like the sound of like slappy delays and reverbs. And then I'll use stuff like the really ethereal stuff for build-ups. That's pretty much my song. I figured I could get back to sketching. I'm working on some, Andrew told me to do club mixes, so I started a sketch today with Contra. Excuse me, that I'm going to go ahead and try. If that's cool. Do not save those changes. Do not save. But yeah, how you guys feeling? How are we? Hello. Hi. Hello. We are in the jam session portion. The very chill jam session portion. In fact, if anything, I can play this through one time and you guys can tell me what you immediately love or hate about it. The weather's nice. It's nice out here too. For a change, it's been raining really hard for quite a while. Drev. Yeah, so working on a club mix of Contra. Here we go. Ew, 105? Spare me, please. I'm good on that. I know what I want to do already. That is nice. Everyone say hi to acrylics, so hello, hello, hello. You guys I just switched over to writing. Yeah, I'm good on all that. It's been hot here in Georgia too, and humid as fuck. Been, man, how you feeling? They're teaching a masterclass pretty soon. Is that available online as well? I didn't read the whole flyer. I will not lie. Okay, sweet. Feel free to plug it if you want. So that's pretty much that. But I already know I want to like do something with these tops. And so here's a situation where it'd be like, okay, we're doing creative EQ situations because I want to do something where like it's basically just being like phased out without doing it with volume necessarily, but kind of just I'm gonna do another one, go in the opposite direction. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I am saying? The groove is fun. I want to do something like a Fred again or Icarus sort of thing. So now it's doing that. We can even do a reverb. I'll use the stock Ableton one just so you can see what I'm doing. See what I'm saying? You can even do a delay. Fuck it, we ball. I've never felt more alive. And this will just like automate the dry wet on it. Because I don't think this is mapped to a macro, which is tragic. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure we gotta like run it again. So make sure that it's all wound back down. Do you see what I'm saying? Cool. Oil change gang. Matt, what do you do necessarily? What is your job? Because I always see you posting some really crazy cars. It looks like your job is to go riding cool cars with your friends. Big Papa Smurf, what's up? Okay, sick. Still a huge flex. So for this art, we'll kind of do a similar thing to kind of help build a sense of anticipation. Reverb really does a lot. Reverb goes a long way. I feel like that's why like dudes at church that play guitar, like they just go really hard on doing like reverb and delay effects. Where are we at? Come back. Here we go. Here. Actually, not this one. I'll try the hybrid reverb. There's one that sounds really cool. That one. What happened? Oh, whoops. Okay. On my way to the clubs. I feel like I could probably do it even better with a slap delay or like the echo. Set it to time. The Porsche origin. The Porigins. Your baby's on the way, dude. You have a kid coming so soon. How crazy is that? What's up, Adam? deliver Chinese food all the way from the United States. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Saturation isn't enough. I need to eat distortion. I need to eat it. Let's try fuzz. Max distort. I need the fuzz on top of the fuzz. What's that one meme where it's a little kid? He's like, go on, add some more. Don't be scared. Add some more. Georgia represent for sure. We are definitely out here live from Joe Biden's Lord and Savior, Georgia. I feel like I should do... Let's try this. Biden's not from Georgia. We're just, we were critical in helping make sure he won. That's all. Fun fact, that's also why my hair is blue. My hair is blue because I lost a bet that Georgia would not vote for Joe Biden because we typically don't. Not we as in myself, but we as in the state of Georgia. I don't like Donald Trump, just to clarify. Oh, that's cool. That's a lot. I hope Grump feels better, man. I heard he just got COVID. I hope he's feeling all right. Look at us building up. Yeah, I mean Tony's fit. Tony is literally made of iron. That should be the other way around. Go this way. very much vibe. Fine. It's not talent, it's practice. Talent, practice, and making a lot of really bad songs all the time, constantly, just pumping out pure garbage. Better about that. There's another sound in here. I have all my sources from the original song up here. There's a pluck that I really like, that if I can figure out how to get it in here, it's over for these hoes. That. I need it without all those fucking pads. I don't want to go back to... Okay, you know what? I could just make it. It's really just like, what, sine waves? I bet. See what I'm saying? Like, I want the plucks, but I don't want all the rest of that shit. So, let's just make it. Fine. Fine. I'm pretty sure it's just like... It's really not hard, and watch it be the most you've ever seen me struggle in my life. The hardest part is finding the tool. Okay, wavetable. Let's use that. Yeah. that, and then we'll use a delay to give it the rest of that character that it had in the original. Making waves. Will it sound good with the swing on there? No. It won't. No, it won't. Let's add some delay. Let's add an LFO to that. Because why not? Because fuck it, we ball. The amount? Oh my god, look how fast it's going. Interesting. And then some sidechain wouldn't hurt. Schmear. Those have to be right on beat. The rest can be fine if they're a little sloppy, but the... Some of these I don't really... I don't know if I like the strum on it. I think I like... I even put the, maybe we can put the... Fine. I love it when the reverb gives me an idea for what another synth should be. That's always fun. Maybe I can try using the original lead. I don't think I can. I don't think it's gonna work. Actually sounds kind of cool. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and I can loop it. I don't think there's anything wrong with just looping it. I'm trying to keep this super simple. Like, not overthink. See how it sounds an octave lower. Nah. This is a lot of progress in a short period of time. It's fun. Configure this decay. Can I? You gonna let me do that? If I hit MIDI learn, how do I do that? There, that, yeah, give me that. I think. Do some automation so it's like all over the place. Ooh, maybe just keep it low and then just like use the decay to tell the let the decay do the talking. Let the girl sing. I think that might be the move. And then we can bring it back down over here. Maybe just loop it. Ooh, okay. Kind of like, okay, I might just need to do a return track with it and use this and kind of... You know what I'm saying? Let's should I draw it in or try to? I can probably. Let's see. I feel like that's cool. Hell, we might even bring it over here, shorty. It has to be in all caps or I'll freak out. Fade in long like the that ARP? Or oh, you mean like let a trail go into the break? Yeah, I'm trying to think about how to go about that because something it would help kind of smooth out the transition, but I'm trying to think of how I want to do that exactly. Honestly, okay. Let's if I no. This is the automation. And then no worries. Thanks guys. Thank you for being a part of my album and thank you for swinging by. You should be hearing from James soon, also my product manager. He should have reached out to you guys pretty soon, so look out for that. But be safe. I don't know how I feel about the delay, actually. We could try pushing the decay. And then maybe doing something where, yeah, okay, like. I'm not about a filter just yet. I'm thinking. Excuse me. Actually, like this. Actually, no. Let's go the opposite direction. Let's have one go as a low pass and see how that sounds first. I do want to add white noise. I've been thinking about it a lot to help kind of push the drum groove a little bit. I can use operator. It'd be just fine. Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I want to use the gated vocal in this version, even though it's like a centerpiece in the main track. Which drone, the like pad sound here? Right now it's honestly just it's the main pass. It's got a filter on it at some point, but it's over here. I took it out, so it might actually help to also do it here. Okay. I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm cool to stop. I think, yeah, I'm gonna chill and like go get something to eat. Well, no, I'm gonna make something to eat at my house, and then yeah, and then probably come back and make some effect sounds. Pretty much, it's like it's close. I need to clean up some of the bass stuff going on. And I feel like it needs another like lead element and then some effects sounds, and it's like pretty much there, or at least enough to send to somebody, to send to fucking Andrew, Captain pressure, peer pressure over here. But I'll leave this up for anyone that wants to know how I made it's not Ultraviolet, Afterlife, and I'll be back next week to do material, and show some progress on this, and then I think next week is also when I play Electric Forest too. So yeah, I'm debating. I might do material next week, or I might play a DJ set. We'll see how I'm feeling. Um, it might be nice to alternate. A part of me feels like alternating would be smart to do, but yeah, that could be cool. If I could finish this by Electric Forest, I should definitely give it a shot. It'd be worth like get it to where it's like listenable, and I could test it at Forest, which from what I understand is getting streamed on the radio too. Like it's not the actual video, but the audio will be live streamed, so you can tune in if you want. But I'll give more details when I know, probably next week. Aside from that, the Contra tour announcement's coming up pretty soon. No problem. We're gonna announce the first round of dates for that in the coming days, along with the contest for the boombox. And I'll let you guys know on Twitter and Instagram if I decide to do a DJ set next Wednesday. But it's gonna be at the same time at 2 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, again, thank you guys for tuning in. This will be up so you can watch back as much as you want or ask me questions. Feel free to do so. And thanks for streaming my album, because it's been going really good. And you guys have a good day. Take it easy. Be well. Be safe. Get baked beans off the streets. Have a great night. It's the afternoon. It's the evening here. You have a great night. Bye, guys.